Just going live on YouTube. Wow, amazing. This is experimental stuff. Right. So let's go live. Let's get on with it. Um let's see. Yeah. It's live on YouTube. Um uh, just give me one sec. I've got to mute this on YouTube otherwise. Wow, amazing. Experimental stuff. Right. So let's go live. Let's get on with it. Yep. So let's see. Let's see who we got here. Right. Um. Yeah. This is not my usual party wall den, as the sharp-eyed amongst you will notice. I am coming from my car. This is going to be a very quick session. Not the usual studio we're in, but hey yo. Um. yeah, I'm going to do a quick program today. We haven't been around for a while. Various things going on. So let's get going. Okay. So what do we do? First Tuesday of every month, I do a party wall question time. My name's Dil. I'm the party wall guy, chief surveyor at 1996 Party Wall. And we've had a little bit of a change of format last 2 months. While we're slowly unlocking. You guys watch this space. And I'm actually doing this from my car at the moment. And I just thought I'd try an experiment today. So I'm on the road. Special, let's say it's a special survey today, right? Okay. Can't say anymore. Okay. So that's the introduction. This is a question and answer program. And it's mainly about audience questions. So if you send your questions in, you can do it on Zoom. And we try and answer those questions for you. Only if they relate to Party Wall Act and so forth. So I'm not sure if you can see me totally, but hopefully you can see the slides. So what have I done? Nothing, I hope. So today's questions. Who needs to understand the Party Wall Act? And if you're one of, and why do you need the Party Wall Act, and what is the Party Wall process? So let's get going. First question in that list. Who needs to understand the Party Wall Act? So I'm going to do a different format next few weeks. I'm going to reveal some plans. So who needs to understand the Party Wall Act? Been having a number of conversations with people involved in the process, and I thought, let me think about the focus groups. So first of all, it's homeowners who need to do an extension, and I use the word need because most of us are having to work from home. We need more space. So either we're doing, I'm just looking at a house over there. It's got a loft, it's got a rear extension, hasn't got an outhouse yet. A bunch of them down the streets, quite normal. So if you're involved, if you need to extend your home, you need to understand the Party Wall Act. And if you're an architect, and this is where I'm going to change slightly the way I say this, in that if you're an architect, you sort of end up having to explain it to the people you're drawing up plans for, but you probably don't want to get involved in that process. So feel free to use these videos, and this is the primary function for these two groups. So it's the homeowners and it's the architects who need to explain it, but don't really want to. Let's just put it that way, or don't feel comfortable. Just pointing toward these videos. There's going to be a series of videos. I'll put them together in a playlist, and hopefully help everybody out. The other group are obviously property developers, and this could range from someone buying a house for refurbing and selling it, creating an HMO, all the way up to commercial developers building hundreds of flats. So doesn't matter if you're in England and Wales, you need to understand it. Finance guys and people involved in the finance industry, brokers, banks, they're all asking for it now. If your clients are doing development and you're in bridging or finance services, you should understand this. I made a prediction about 4 years ago. I said, finance guys are asking for it. And lo and behold, this year we've had I've had almost half a dozen requests from banks and bridging companies for party wall awards. So be aware of that, and it's going to get increase. That trend's going to increase. If you're a property manager or investor as an adjoining owner, you also need to be aware of the act. So moving on, and this is where I'm guessing that if you're a homeowner, if you're in the commercial space, you do developments. Yeah, you'll have a board of advisors or professionals that advise you. Although the Party Wall Act does get missed. We just last week finished a project where the whole thing was dropped, and it was the chap said it's 1.6 million development, and no one told him about party walls. So be aware of that. But the angle I'm coming at is residential. So we understand if it's understandable if you're doing this as a commercial activity. Yes, you're gonna, you should hopefully have professionals involved that will tell you about it. On the other hand, with homeowners, perhaps you won't have professionals that want to tell you it's not in the comfort area. So whatever it is, regardless, as a property owner, and that includes homes, and it's your home if you're looking to extend it, you are personally responsible for understanding the Party Wall Act. And to be honest, part of me wishes it was simple as Amazon press the button, order the stuff, and get it in. Unfortunately, and this is almost going to become my catchphrase, the Party Wall Act is not that simple. And I really feel bad when I say that. It is not that simple, and I wish it was. It would make everybody's life easier. So, question. So, hopefully that answers that question. Who needs to understand the Party Wall Act? So, okay. So, why do I need the Party Wall Agreement? That's the question that's going to follow on. So, let's take a little glimpse at the Party Wall process. Why undertake the process? I'm going to go through the process in the next question. First of all, most importantly, it's the law. Next, as part of the process, you get a chance to do a schedule of condition survey of your neighbour's property before you begin works. Now, this means that if there's any defects, any cracks, any problems in their property, hopefully they'll get picked up and you don't get the blame. And it's very much akin to renting a car, looking at a few cars outside. So when you go and rent a car, they'll take photographs of the car. When you bring it back and you do a Jordan Belfont, completely beat up the car, they'll say, Mr. Gujral, it was all your fault. This is how we gave it to you. This is what you brought it back in. Or conversely, they look at a dent or a scratch and say, okay, it was there before. Obviously, you didn't cause it. So there you go. That's a quick explanation of what we're doing, what we're trying to achieve in the schedule of condition survey. And like I said, it's there to protect you as the person doing the building works and make sure you don't get the blame um, from false and malicious claims. Um, Now, unfortunately, I've had to deal with several projects which have had to stop while we sort out the party wall, and this is a regular occurrence. And honestly, I I don't think it's good for anyone. It's not good for you as someone having to extend your home. It's not good for us. It increases our workload. It causes stress all around. So, and it does happen. You end up having to stop the works while we sort this out, and it takes longer to sort out than if you started it before the work started. So please don't get yourself into that scenario. Your works do end up being stopped, and it's not a good scenario. Um, because it's your and like I said on the previous question, it's your this is one of the responsibilities that goes with you as owning the property. We have rights, we have responsibilities in society, and this is the one that lawyers have decided to attach to you as a property owner. It's not going to be your architect's fault, it's not going to be your builder's fault, or your project managers, or even your party wall surveyors. It's going to be your responsibility, and the law is very strict on this. So make sure you understand the issues involved. Um, and it's also prevents legal action. So, legal action can be taken. It's not very good. And then you have to do the party walls process anyway. Legal action costs you money, stops your project. Just get it done in the first place. Is a simple solution. And again, it's the law. And I emphasize that twice because didn't make the law. I don't totally agree with it. I do think there's some issues with it. Uh, However, it's my job to keep you legal. So that's why I keep emphasizing that. And watch this space. I might do some commentary on it. But moving on. Okay. So if you're a building owner, and this is mainly residential, if you're doing the following works, you need to be aware of the party wall process and look into it. So if you're doing a rear extension, you need to be aware of it. And I'll put this in yellow because porches and outhouses, I don't think you need to understand it. You need to check if it applies. Overwhelmingly, it doesn't, but it can do. Yeah. So be careful there. And I would say perhaps it's worth engaging a professional to assess that. So that's why I've got it in yellow. Loft conversion, yep, definitely. And removal of chimneys. This is the one most people miss. So make sure you're aware of that. And here I've outlined in blue. If you're doing a basement, don't bother doing stuff yourself. Go and get some help. You're going to need it. Yeah. I'm going to get into that discussion. If you're doing a basement, that's quite a complex build in your house. So engage a professional. Yeah. It's better not to get yourself in problems. So that's sort of question 2 answer. Moving on swiftly, this is going to be a very short presentation. What is the party wall process? So quick 2-minute synopsis. It starts with the building owner. That's the person wishing to carry out the works. Could be a leaseholder, could be a freeholder, doesn't matter. On the other side, adjoining owner, there's 4 types. And the one I'm talking about is freeholders of the building. Could be also leaseholders of more than 1 year. Could be someone in a contract that has the rights to receive profits. Also, if they're contracted to buy land. So if you've exchanged on a property, you're a notifiable owner. Now, roughly 3 classes of people that don't get involved are short-hold tenants, council tenants, and mortgage companies. You'll be relieved to know. Now, adjoining owners could be one or more of those classes, and there could be more than one in each. So, for example, if you've got a terrace house, got houses on both sides, they could have two freeholders, or if there's leasehold flats, depending on the works you're doing. Now, the reason I put this in a red square, if you look in the details below, you'll be able to get hold of the templates. If you've got anything other than a single owner owning the adjoining owner's properties, then don't attempt to do it yourself. I've done a year's worth of these webinars, and that's the conclusion I've reached. It's just too complex. Moving on, party wall process is a two-step process. Stage 1, you send the notices. This is not a party wall agreement. It's simply notices served on the building owner to start the process. Served by the building owner to start the process. Stage 2 is actually decided by the adjoining owner. So this is why this law is quite complex, because it's not a start, beginning, middle, and the end. A lot of it's determined by the response. There's the way the adjoining owner can respond is request a schedule of conditions, which is largely photographic, and it's there to stop false and malicious claims. An award is a party wall agreement, legal document which sets out the rights and responsibilities and procedures if there's damage. So for each adjoining owner, and bear in mind, this is each adjoining owner, this is the way the process could end up going. You could consent to the work, they could consent to the works, do a schedule of condition, and you're ready to go. They could dissent to the works, which is they're going to ask for a new party wall agreement. You can have an agreed surveyor, so that's one that surveyor X for both sides. You can have, each party can have their own surveyor. The output is very much similar, schedule of condition and party wall award. Occasionally we don't get to do a schedule of condition. Now the fourth option that really does get missed out a lot If there's no response, it's deemed that they've dissented. So you, as a building owner, need to send a 10-4 letter. And after that, if there's still no response, appoint a surveyor on their behalf. Here, there's a request for a schedule of condition. If there's no, so regardless of whether the survey is carried out or not, you can then proceed by doing an award. So that's actually quite a good diagram. I didn't create it. I just tidied it up for someone who created it for me. So that's the end of question 3. Now, I'm going to cut this short, but there's a little free gift here. You can go and get this, the links below. I'll also offer, you can get this absolutely free, the PDF. There's also an offer for training. It's really reduced. Regardless, you'll get this PDF. This is also a government booklet you'll come across, but be aware this government booklet's great for understanding the law. If you're going to do the notice yourself, use our booklet. And there's an example of the notices in our booklet. Grab that, absolutely free. Link below. Um, if you're if you're doing the works and you're joining owners a house next door and notifiable within 3 meters, and it's another house or property, yeah, no problem, you can do it. If you're doing the works, you've got an adjoining owner that's a house and someone that's out of scope, yeah, you could probably do the notices. If you're doing the works and you're a flat on a house that's converted or a block, too difficult. Don't get involved. Get a professional, and it's just years of experience. Um, if you're an owner and you've got flats next door to you that you share a wall with, um, you need to get a professional involved. It literally is too complex to describe, and you'll waste your time and money trying to do the notices. So that's just advice. It's not biased. Here to help you, but that's the conclusion I've had to reach over a long period. So going forward, I will be doing these Zoom presentations once a month, but all our stuff will be on YouTube. So go to our YouTube channel, 1996 Party Wall. We're going to put a lot more content going forward on there. And hopefully that'll answer your questions. So just to finish off, thank you for your time. I've got a dash. I know this was quite a short one, but hopefully it was useful. We'll see you in the next one.